Hello there, home buyers. So, how is your November going so far? Yeah, the weather, it fooled me, but living here in Texas all my life, so I am a native of Texas, and I let the weather fool me, you all. But when I walked out, I saw that the windows was fogged up. It was cold outside, and I said, "Well, okay, let me go in and find something light." And I'm like, "Well, all I could find was a cardigan." I said, "No, no, no." Something said, "Keep looking to the back of your closet. You have a pullover back there." And it was showing up. It was a black pullover that I either bought this year or last year, but I'm leaning more towards, I think I bought it at the beginning of the year, maybe during the summertime, because the department stores tend to put the winter clothes and things on sale, and that's the best time to go in there and buy. And so I was on my way to an outdoor yoga class, and I was like, "No, this ain't gonna work. I cannot keep this on and practice yoga. This will not work for me. We're gonna have to find something else." So, I ended up putting that to the side and doing my practice. So, yes, you all, my practice has showed me I have been so out of touch. So, I need to get back to doing that. Hopefully, this month, I'll be able to get back to doing my cycling, aka riding my bike around the lake, the river. And so after class, I said, "Well, since I'm over here on this side of town, let me go ahead and check out the new Burlington." So I went live, I checked out the Burlington, and I'm gonna connect these two videos together so you can see my experience in there. And I did make sure to horn in on the home decor stuff because when you buy your new home, you don't have to break the bank. Places like Burlington, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, they have the high end things that you all are looking for. Trust me, they are there as well doing the same thing. They just hang out. You don't see them because the time that you go. But I'm telling you, go around about 9:30 Central Standard Time. This is Texas. Go around like, let's see, most of them open up around about 9:30, 8 o'clock, but they about to get ready to start doing the holiday hours. And so just see once it hit 9:30 how many people jump out of their cars. Or when I used to work in retail and work the morning shift, but I normally either work the afternoon or the evening shift. And so I would see um, crowds and crowds of people at the front door. And I'm like, "Oh, is it that serious?" Yes, it is serious for the people. And that goes for Sam's Club too. When I worked for Sam's Club for a brief moment and I did the morning shift, it was Sunday, I did the morning shift. And I think I had to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning. When I tell you it was people in front of Sam's Club, I'm like, they not even having a sale. It's not Black Friday. Why y'all here at 6 o'clock in the morning? But when you have that membership, or they have two memberships. One, you can come in at 10 o'clock, and they have one where you can come in. I believe it used to be 7, but I think it's 8 o'clock now. And so I'm like, that was just strange to me. It's just really, really strange to me. But so if you ever want to know how people are able to get designer things for less, those are the three places you need to check out. So we done with the introduction because y'all know I can go down the rabbit hole and back, you all. So I am so thankful and grateful that I am building relationships with the sales managers of these different communities throughout the DFW Metroplex, because I had a young lady um, follow me on Instagram. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to be in that exact area. Let me go ahead and see if it's okay for me to come on out and get some content." And she was all for it. We sat down and we had a lovely, lovely conversation. And today, we're going to talk about builder contracts and the things that you need to understand. So, I was asking her some questions. What do she see that buyers don't understand when they're coming through the front door? So I made a list of those. We talked about pretty much, and every builder contract is different. So, and let me tell you this, let me give you the disclaimer on top of the disclaimer. No real estate agents nor yourself can rewrite a builder's contract. So if you see something in here that you do not like, it's best to walk away before you start handing over money, because you do not get your money back. The only way that you get your money back is what is it, financial contingency. So that's the only way you get your money back, and then they're going to take some money out of that. So let's go ahead and get started. So welcome back to Blk Pen episode 56, and we're going to navigate the builder contract. So my name is Latosca Asberry, and I am a real estate agent in the great state of Texas. I service the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I am the author of Home Sweet New Home. So let's go ahead. We're going to get on into this. And so that's why I love building relationships, because it took me years, you all, to finally get a builder contract. If the only way that you would get a builder contract is if you're already in a deal. If you're not already in a deal, you're not going to get access to a builder contract. But thank God that, he kept putting it on my mind to just keep asking, because sometimes you get no's, and they don't come out flat out just say no. They give you other ways of saying no without saying no. And so just keep asking. I kept asking and I kept asking, and I finally ended up with a builder contract. And so I did go ahead and blotted out the builder's name, because I want to keep the confidentiality, but I want to, make sure that we go over this contract together, because it's being said that you all don't want to feel small when you're having the conversation, or when it's time to read the contract. You don't want to say nothing out of term, or you don't know what to say, and you're just so excited that you're about to get ready to get a new home, like this is pretty, and so you just ready to get those keys and get on down there to the department stores and buy all the home decor and just get all of the things. But I want to make sure that you all understand the contract. So I have positioned myself as the new construction advocate. Now, I don't work for any of the builders. I am a real estate agent for the state of Texas. And so my job is, I made it my job to help you all, even though, you might not use my services. I want you to use my services, but you might not use my services. But I want to put the education out there, you all, because people are not understanding the builder's contract, and they're getting themselves into a whole bunch of, not trouble. You're getting yourself in a whole bunch. You just bundling yourself up into a whole bunch of mess, basically. And because this right here is a legal binding contract. Just like when you go in and when you hire a real estate agent, you sign in the IABS and the buyer's representation. That is a legal binding contract, you all. And so, you know, and I've noticed, and I know y'all probably tired of hearing me saying this, buyers are just running to social media because it's easy. All you have to do is just grab your phone and you press the button of whatever your favorite platform is, and you're just getting on there and you're bashing the builders. But I'm like, well, okay, did you get a home inspection? Well, first, did you call a realtor, or did you let the realtor go because you got tired of whatever they were showing you? You didn't like that, so you went on around them and you went straight to the builders, and now you're in this not a kerfuffle, you in this dilly in the pickle um, situation, and can't nobody get you out of it because, you know, once you go around the realtor or ghost the realtor, let's just call it what it is. Once you ghost the realtor, you go over there to the builders, there's nothing no one can do once you get over there. So yes, you still would need a real estate agent when you go over to getting a new construction home. And you know, and it's just easy, and I know it really is, because sometimes when I have some of those moments, I want to get on social media and lash out, but I'm like, no, that's not professional, that's not cute. Let's just say that that's not cute, and it sure is not professional. But you know, I want to go over this builder contract. And so, like I said, every builder contract is different. And yes, some pages, let me see, this one right here just happened to be 19 pages. When I seen some other ones, they were like 100 pages. So my clients, they had 100-page builder contracts. One was like 70 pages. So the builders is covering their backs. It's the buyers that is not taking out the time to actually read the contract and ask the questions. It's okay. Ask them to, you know, ask your realtor, can you see a copy of the builder's contract? Because you, like I said, you don't want to, you know, start handing over money and you might not like what's in the builder contract. And so, no, I did not go over this. I wanted to make sure to go over this with you all in person. And so it lets you know, so the builders is also the seller. So when you see in the contract, the seller is reference to the builders. And yes, even though we are up under the same umbrella, they get to make up their own rules and their own contracts, and they have their own big, powerful lawyers. So keep that in mind the next time you want to run out there. And it's saying buyers certifies the following. An investor should be defined as a person who desires to purchase the property for the purpose of resale or rental to a third party. So you're just letting them know that, hey, I'm going to buy this home and eventually I'm going to sell it, or either do rentals. And also, I want to give you a tip as well. Some of these builders sell to investors. Keep that in mind. And so they're going to list the property, the lot, the block, the community, the city that the community is located in, the county. So basically, the legal mailing address. So the contract and sales price, so whatever price that you agree on, so I'm gonna use, the inventory sheet. So, I don't know which, okay, so I'm on Taylor Trail, I don't know which home I am actually in, so we'll just go ahead and leave it at $700,000. So the home is $700,000. So they're gonna put $700,000, so that should you all's agreed upon amount. So they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna type it in. They're not gonna write it in. They're gonna go ahead and type it in. So changes in contract slash sales price, buyer and seller. So you're gonna agree on the $700,000. You say, well, oh, okay, I agree on the $700,000. They're gonna go ahead, like I said, write it in above. It says buyer and seller agrees that the amount identified in, so a change due to market cause, volatility, so supply fluctuation, and so, no, that's coming in the previous podcast, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it in here as well. So the price of lumber has settled, or it came to an affordable amount for the builders, but there are other things that also has increased. So it's other materials that helps build your home has also increased. So you want to keep that in mind as well. And it says credit report, so they are going to pull your credit. Disclosure of personal information, buyer specifically authorized seller to obtain personal financial data of buyer and to disclose the same to lenders upon upon request, including any other personal information obtained by or known to the seller. So they are going to pull your credit. So we ain't gonna have nothing to worry about. Our credit is good. Okay, so appraisal, if buyer finances the purchase of the property, the lender might order an appraisal. So I learned something new today because I thought on the resale side that they are the ones that have to pay for appraisals. No, even on the new construction side, you have to pay for an appraisal. The appraisal is provided for the benefit of the lender. The appraisal might be higher or lower than the purchase price. And that's why I tell you all, be careful when you go in there to that design center because you can overvalue that house. So if they come out and appraise the house and it doesn't appraise like it's supposed to, you are responsible for the remaining. Okay, the price of the property, if the appraisal is lower than the purchase price of the property, seller is not obligated to offer concessions or lower the purchase price. So they already letting you know, if the house do not appraise, because you got protection on that side. You have the third party financing agreement, the right to terminate on the resale side. But on this side, if it does not appraise, they are not going to lower the price. You're going to have to come up with the remainder of the property. And it says buyer remain obligated to close on the purchase of the home. Woo! So did you hear that? So you're still obligated to purchase the home. They're not going to lower the price. You're going to still be obligated. So be careful in overvaluing your home. I know, like during the pandemic, a lot of the builders have turned into inventory builders. So it's like, You know, they, if you come in, you see what you like, here's our, floor plans, here's our, features, you know, you either like it or you don't, or here's some packages we have in here, and here you go. So be careful, like I said, be careful with those, upgrades, because that can, hurt you as well. Financing, majority of the buyers will be doing third party, financing, which will be using FHA, VA, conventional, things like that. There's still cash buyers out there. Yeah, I can't believe that one either. That's what I said. I go in and I just have conversations with them. I'm just like, wow, you still got cash buyers out there that can buy, a home for $1 million in cash. Wow, 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 wow. Earnest money deposit is, tendered and to be deposited as earnest money deposit with the seller upon the execution of this contract. So as soon as this contract is executed, you're gonna, bring in your earnest money deposit. So it's either a flat fee or a percentage. And let's see. And it's held in escrow, so you don't think that, you know, you just hand it over a whole bunch of money and, don't know where it is, going. Let's see. It says the money must, so once this contract is executed, you have 3 days, to, let's see. So you got, I guess this particular builder is giving you 3 days to change your mind, but majority of the builders, once you send that over, you're not getting that back, and you are going to move forward with, the home. And it says failure to close on the closing date as identified in section C of the general terms of contract. The earnest money deposit shall only be refundable to buyer if seller defaults as provided in this contract. So if they default in the contract, you can get your, money back. And this is, it's only delivered, okay. So let's go on over here. And mandatory membership in Owners Association, which is HOA. So if the property is subject to mandatory membership, which you are 99% of the, community, the new communities in the Dallas-Fort Worth area are HOA. So there's no way around the HOA, and that's a separate expense, so that's not included in your, mortgage. That is a separate expense. There are two different, companies. And it says if the property is subject to mandatory membership, so they write it up as a membership, which I guess it kind of is a membership. It is a mandatory membership, because if you don't pay it, they get to put a lien on your home. Look at that, ain't that some stuff? As a membership, as ownership, seller notifies buyer under section, 5.012 Texas Property Code, that at the purchase of a property in the residential community in which the property is located, you are obligated to be a member of an, well, I'm gonna call it HOA, but they're calling it Owners Association, so HOA. Restricted covenants, governing the use and occupation. I cannot get that word right. of the property and the delinquent, the something of, instrument governing the inspection. So basically what they're saying in this paragraph is, um, can you, abide by their, rules? So can you abide by HOA, rules? And I need to be writing this in here. So this is what they're talking about. So this is the HOA, part, and talking about, so next we're gonna go in about the title policy. So, the builders do not pay for the title policy, you do. Okay, let's see, let's go down here to settlement and other expenses. And throughout this contract, you would have to initial down here at the bottom on each page stating that's, no, you're stating to the builders and, their lawyers that you understand what it is that, that you are, signing. So let's see. Oh, okay, settlement and other expenses, do we have any more expenses? And they go in here to talk about, the mortgage insurance premium, which I think that the lender should cover that, but they make sure to cover their back. So they're putting the things in here. Expenses payable by, for a loan origination, discount, buy downs, commitment fees, which is loan fees, appraisal fees, loan application, credit report. So yeah, you paying for your own credit report. So that don't mean go to your friend and get your credit reports pulled, or go to the bureaus and get your credit report pulled. Just go ahead and let, them do it, because they know exactly what they're looking for. Uh, you want a smooth transaction. And let's see what else you're responsible for. Loan preparation of loan documents, interest on the note from the date of disbursement to 1 month, prior, final survey. So that's how, I'm telling you, this is how they make money. So they make money off of the fees. It's really not the price of the home, it's the fees that is where the people make, money. And then they have a section for if you hire a real estate agent, it lets you all know that they pay us. So they are still, paying us, so that's a plus on, you all. And it says, contingency, sale, they just letting you know if something happens, then you can get your earnest money deposit back. But let's see, did they say, oh, you get a full, so with this builder, you get a full refund back. Because normally you get your money back, but you didn't. They take an admin fee out of there. Okay, FTC installation disclosure, data, FTC regulations, information relating to, installation, install, or to be installed, and improvement of the property is shown in the Department of Materials and Plans and specifics, which will be provided to closer. So they're gonna let you know about installation. So then we'll go down here and talk about, the home warranty. And it gets a little tricky on the home warranty, because they don't cover a lot of things. So like I tell you all, when you move in, make sure you use some professional movers. If you don't have one, I have one, for you all, because if you scrape the walls, scrape the doors, or scrape the floors, that's not included in your warranty. It's normally things that is wrong with the house, after it's built. Not well, everything is man-made, but things done by, that things that occur during moving, no, that doesn't count. You're gonna have to get on down at Home Depot and fix that. And warranty has changed. So a lot of builders are adapting to the change. So home warranty has changed. So it changed in 2023. I just got that information because a lot of builders are going to 1, 2, and 6. It used to be 1, 2, and 10, so they're going to 1, 2, and 6. And that goes for the boutique builders as well. So they are adapting to that model as well. Waiver of subcontract, waiver of the list of subcontractors and suppliers. An owner is not required to waive the rights guaranteed by Section 53.256 Texas Property Code to receive from the builder. I wonder what is that about, waiver of subcontractor list. I'm gonna have to ask about that. And notice of mediation and arbitration agreement. So, you all, this is why I have the podcast. This is why I wrote the book. And now, after actually seeing the builder contractor and not the contractor. Well, I have met some builder contractors, but actually getting a copy of the builder contract and reading it. And I still do have to go through and read some more so I can get a better understanding. And we're going to come back and we're going to revisit this contract. But this is the one that I really wanted to highlight. And this is why we have people on social media and going to the media, is because you can't sue the builder. It's right up at the notice of mediation and arbitration agreement. You cannot sue the builder. Now you all can do mediation and arbitration, but you cannot sue the builders. So now you see why everyone is running to the internet and they're bashing the builders, and they got these builder groups that just bashing the builders from A to Z. But did you read this part right here? You cannot sue them. And again, you're gonna initial at the bottom say that you understand that you cannot sue the builder. Okay, so this is the contract. So you will be the buyer's information. So if it's 1 or 2, most of the time it's normally 2 buyers, and you're going to put all of your personal information up here. And the builder rep is going to sign, the buyers are going to sign down here. So this is basically the contract. I know it don't look like a contract, but hey, it holds up. It holds up. So no, your contract doesn't have to look all fancy and all the stuff. It just have to have the words in there to protect yourself. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? So these next few sheets of paper is just general terms of the contract. So they give you terms and stuff. So they spec home, a home that's being built from the ground up. Uh, buyer default. So let's go and read this one. So buyer default. Buyer agrees that in the event of a default of any terms of this contract, either in the basic terms or the general conditions hereunder by buyer, other than a default with regard to buyer's failure to identify seller for a certain manner in accordance with this contract, seller should be entitled to collect and retain your honest money. So they're gonna collect it and they're going to keep it. When they go on to talk about taxes, property taxes, that is. Then let's see. Then they'll go in and they'll write in your address, and then they make sure that you all are still agreeing on the sales price. This is all once the home is pretty much finished. So talk about phone and utilities. So yes, you all. So you pretty much have to, with this builder, you pretty much have to initial on every page stating that you understand this builder contract. And you know, it's written in black and white, y'all. It's written in black and white. So it's nothing new under the sun. So when y'all start going to the internet, you know that you can't fight the people, and that's why I'm putting the education up front first. And here's some key points to take away with this. So read the contract. Yes, you're not a lawyer. No, I'm not a lawyer either. But if you feel like you need a lawyer, it's better to hire a lawyer than to give over $20,000 in earnest money. I'm just throwing out numbers. $20,000 in earnest money, and you don't like what is going on. This is a legal binding contract. It did talk about easement in here, and it's not a negative thing, and we're going to circle back around when it comes to talking about easement and some important things to realize when you buying a home, period. But since I position myself as a new construction advocate, you will have to take some days off. You're going to need to be available for homeowners orientation, team meetings, inspections, and more definitely for closing call. I mean, not closing call, for closing. So don't use up all of that PTO, because I know they got away with vacation, so it's all under one umbrella, PTO. So don't use up all your PTO. Save some of that, because you're going to need to take off to handle your house business. And there is a penalty. They didn't mention it in this one, but some builders have a penalty if you move the closing date. So you want to make sure that you keep up with those dates, put them in your phone. Google will alert you, and you can set it up where Google can alert you 20 minutes before it happened, or 24 hours. You can set it up in advance how far you want it to remind you about those important dates. And we talked about you can't sue the builders. Appraisal. So just be careful with the upgrades. Also, that is your fee, not the builder's fee. And again, be careful with the upgrades, because you know it might not. You know, you could be overestimating, overstating the house. And sometimes the house might not approve, and you are responsible for the remaining balance. And remember, the builder is not going to lower the price to match that um, appraisal. Closing costs, the title policy is the buyer's responsibility. I talked about the warranty changes in Texas. A lot of builders have switched from 210, I mean, yeah, 2 and 10, 1, 2 and 10 to 1, 2 and 6, and custom changes, which is again upgrades. Some builders have let their design center go, because we can go in there. Because, like I said, I've been to a design center of a luxury builder. Wasn't too pleased, and I'm not bashing the builder, but I just wasn't too pleased. It reminded me of a Home Depot, and I'm like, yeah, that's a no for me. I could have stayed at home. I passed Home Depot, probably passed a lot of Home Depots to get over there. Matter of fact, I think I passed 2 Home Depots to get over there. I was like, yeah, you have some of the same brands as Home Depot. I didn't, and they keep sending me invitations to come back out there, and I'm just like, yeah, when I did uh, come out there, I just wasn't satisfied with what I saw. And so, you just want to be careful going in that design center. And I'm working on getting into more design centers, you all. So that was another challenge. So outside of getting this builder contract is getting into the design centers. It's like they almost don't want you to see what's in there. So it's like, oh, okay. But I'm going to keep trying, and I'm gonna take you along with me on that journey. I want to make sure that yep. Make sure I'm looking over my notes. And so everything seems good. And so this is why I created this book. This book can save you thousands of dollars. I've been telling people here recently, because I know we have people that read in different ways, So people will read the end of the book first, and then to see what it's going to be like. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that's weird. I'm used to going from front to back, but some people like to start at the back. And so for those readers, or for people who just probably want to get to the meat and potatoes of the book. So the meat and the potato of the books is chapter 1, the importance of working with a real estate agent. Chapter 5, protecting your investment. Chapter 6 is the financing. So Home Sweet New Home is available wherever books is sold. So you can get it on Amazon. You can get it at Barnes and Nobles online. You can get it at Lulu Publishing. So yes, you all, let me come over here and see if you have any more questions. And I want you all to stay tuned with me, because I am going to do a community tour. Because when I came out here, they only had a few. All right, good afternoon. Thanks. All right, you all. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I'm so excited to be back, and um, I'm back and I'm better, because I came back with information that buyers truly need. So I'm really excited about that. So I've already have about, let's see, 57. I have about of three podcast topics already lined up ready to go. So you all, so stay tuned. That's why it's very important to subscribe. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I will be right back because I am in a community. And so you know what that means. A community tour is coming up. See you in the tour.